All right, so let's talk about Cucumber in this module. So Cucumber is mostly used for behavior driven development, right? So that we also call as BDD. BDD is basically a short form of behavior driven development. So most of the companies like they are working on Cucumber. Cucumber basically it was started through Ruby, right? It was basically a part of Ruby first, then the Java API also came into the market, and people in Selenium industry, they have started using Cucumber and started designing the framework using this Cucumber API and integrated Selenium API with it, right? So first of all, we should understand the approach that is used in BDD, right? What this Cucumber is all about and what this behavior driven development all about, right? So before starting working on Cucumber, we should first understand the approach of BDD. Now let's say I open up a notepad and let's say I need to develop a feature, or let's say I need to test a login feature. So how would I say that in a layman language, right? Let's say I'll write go to the website, right? It could be any website, that is facebook.com, right? And then I'll say enter username and password, and then I'll write click on sign in, and then I'll write validate the login is successful or not, right? So these lines, any person who is not technical can easily understand these lines, right? So now in BDD our approach is similar. It means that the coding is done in the similar way that even a person who is not very techy can also understand that what the feature is doing, right? So in Cucumber we create a feature file, or which we also called as a user stories, right, where we do coding in such a manner which look which uh, which actually looks like these lines only, right? And Cucumber read these lines and the keyword hidden in these lines and execute the scenario accordingly, and that is what we call as a behavior driven approach. So it's just an overview to make you understand that what BDD is. So Cucumber is one of the API which implements BDD. There are other APIs as well in the market, like let's talk about JBehave, which is most widely used, right? So I am coming with a tutorial on JBehave as well soon, right? So since there are some companies who are using Cucumber when integrate it with Selenium, and there are some companies who are using JBehave as well, right? So in this module, we're gonna talk about Cucumber first, right? So Cucumber, let's say if you go to a website, there is a website cukes.info, right? So this is a website which gives you a brief idea about what Cucumber project is, right? If you see over here, if you see these lines, right? Let's say describe behavior in a plain text, right? So we are defining describing a behavior says that there is a feature called addition, right? In order to avoid silly mistakes, as a math idiot, I want to be told the sum of two numbers, right? So now the scenario over here is add two numbers, right? So we need to develop a scenario which will actually gonna add two numbers. So given I have entered 50 into the calculator and I have entered 70 into the calculator. So these are basically two numbers that we need to add. When I press add, then the result should be 120 on the screen, right? So this is one of the scenario, and you can see in order as I want, given, and when, then these are the keywords, These are the keywords that Cucumber will gonna understand and execute the result accordingly, right? So we're gonna discuss about these in more detail, how these features are created, how we gonna add scenarios to these features, right? In this website, you'll find most of the information present in Ruby, right? So we're gonna do the same thing in Java, since there is a Java API also available for the same.